Thursday. Hi, and welcome back to another segment of Bird Coverage. I'm your host, Joel.
And I'm Curtis.
And this is Thursday segment. We're covering the Thursday night game, which features the New England Patriots and the Dolphins of Miami.
Wow, even 3 weeks ago, this looked like a terrible game on paper. The New England Patriots were just going to crush Miami. Miami had no sense of itself. And look what happened.
They fire a coach, and Miami looks like they might be onto something.
I love this coach. I just love his demeanor. It's just a really seems like intense guy. Kind of reminds me of Mike Tomlin and the way that he talks. Just
straightforward,
yeah. Kind of like player's coach sort of guy.
Pulling no punches.
Yeah. And the best thing I like about him is he decided to run the ball. I never quite understood why. And I don't think Lamar Miller is a fantastic back. He might be, but I never even got a chance to see him because he would never get 20 carries in a game. They just love to throw short passes. It was that West Coast offense, which has worked for some people. And Tannehill is an efficient quarterback, but they've really committed to the run recently.
They really have. It's that change in culture really can do so much for a team. And I think just Joe Philbin just overmatched as an NFL coach. I think he's much more suited to be a quarterback's coach or a coordinator somewhere.
Well, it helps when you're the offensive coordinator of Green Bay. And you're like, oh, that was me. I told Aaron Rodgers to be awesome.
Yeah, I'll go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. I'm really good at what I do.
Yeah, and I'm sure I can make any team perfect.
But so no, Lamar and the huge game that Lamar Miller had last week, I think is only going to make things easier for Ryan Tannehill and the Jarvis Landrys of the world. So yeah, I think they're definitely Miami's trending in the right direction now.
Jarvis Landry's a guy. Speaking of that is come up in our segments from time to time. We both really like Jarvis Landry a lot as a talent. Certainly, he is the possession receiver. He isn't really a speed guy, but he has moves. Like he has kick returns for touchdowns. The touchdown that he had last week was phenomenal. Maybe one of the better catch and runs. Unfortunately, Amari Cooper also had one that was pretty damn good too. Jarvis Landry's really proven himself. Here's my issue for the Thursday night game specifically, though. As we know, Bill Belichick loves to cut you off at the knees with your best player, and likes to make you win some other way than you're used to winning. Now, does Bill Belichick think that the way that they win is with Jarvis Landry, or does he think that the way that they win is Lamar Miller?
See, that's the question. I don't know who Miami's best player is, so I don't know who he's going to try to stop, because Bill Belichick will stop your best player, as you said. But I have no idea who it is.
Yeah. For me, and you know, it could be if they it's just really that black and white almost. If you think if he thinks Lamar Miller's the best player, then I would play Jarvis Landry. If you think that he thinks Jarvis Landry's the best player, I would play Lamar Miller. If I wanted to choose, just because I like to put money on Thursday games, and I do, I would probably just lean towards the fact that New England's going to be up. They're just a great team. They might be one of the best teams in NFL history as far as like continual dynasty-wise. At least they have one of the greatest quarterbacks. If you check our page, we reposted an article that people are obviously saying Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. You know, debate that at your will. But if you think that the Patriots are going to be up, you have to think that Tannehill will be throwing. Therefore, maybe Landry's the better play. Maybe they'll try to force Tannehill to throw more, and the success they've been having with the running game, stop that, and try to get back to that old Dolphins offense of just throwing the ball. So maybe Landry's the play this week?
Well, see, my problem is that I only am an expert in Bill Belichick's usage of running backs. So his defensive mind I haven't really figured out yet. So the only player that I'm going to take on the Miami Dolphins team this week is going to be Jordan Cameron, because he's going to be the safe play, because he's not their best player, but he can be their best player. So I think he's going to be the safety valve. So as opposed to trying to guess Bill Belichick, whether he's going to stop Lamar Miller or Jarvis Landry, I'm going to hedge the bet and play Jordan Cameron.
And that's not a bad. He's coming in at 5,500 in FanDuel. Similarly, lower price in DraftKings. I don't have that right here with me, but I know he's around the 3,000 range.
Yeah.
With like the Ladarius Greens and Eric Ebrons of the world. He's proven in the past. He's had some success with Miami as well. I don't think that's a terrible play. I actually like a nearly bottom barrel wide receiver for the Dolphins, who is just coming back from injury. Had a great game, got injured, played very limited last week, but this week should be a full go. And that's Kenny Stills. Kenny Stills is from a high-octane New Orleans offense. They traded for him in the offseason. He's only $4,500 in FanDuel, which is the cheapest price in FanDuel. He is their deep threat, and you're going to be looking for Tannehill to throw. I know Landry is their guy, but I'm assuming that Belichick's going to put special coverage on Landry. They certainly aren't going to be targeting Devontae Parker or Greg Jennings in the passing game. It's going to be Landry. Rashard Matthews I also love, but because he's been consistently getting good yardage or scoring, he had a big scoring play last week. His price has gone up, but for a bottom barrel price, I think Kenny Stills could be a good play. Also, on the flip side, on the New England side, Brandon LaFell coming back was terrible last week.
God awful.
5 drops last week.
Like not like, oh, that was a tough catch. No, they were easy drops.
And I understand you're like, why am I going to play a guy that just had 5 drops? That is an anomaly. He was very successful last year.
There was a lot of rust.
And you can only really go up from there. He did have a good number of targets. Amendola as well is another decent play for a good price.
No, but Amendola's not going to have that game again. I think that was only a product.
He's had that game a couple times though. No,
I'm not putting money on Danny Amendola. Get out of here.
How many times has Amendola gotten the ball and you're like, Edelman? Oh shit, it's Amendola.
Literally every time.
Edelman touchdown. Oh,
that was a small white guy.
I know it's difficult, but the problem in this game is from a fantasy perspective is almost everybody's priced right, or a little maybe above. This is the Thursday Monday curse, is that it's the featured game. The sites know you're going to be watching, and that you're willing to pay a little more for these guys. Which is not really what burnt coverage is all about. We want to find the guys that nobody's really looking at, or just underpriced in general. Brady 9,200 in FanDuel. I mean,
no,
I can't do it. I know it's Brady, and I know he's going to put up good numbers, but it's just not the kind of player I am. I mean, the money I've won on the Rivers and Palmers and Tannehills, or in other weeks, like.
For that price, you're going to need 3 touchdowns out of him every week just to pay it off. And Brady will always he can always win the game, but he'll always manage the game and win it how it needs to be won. And he doesn't always need to throw 3 touchdowns every week.
Yeah. And I jotted down a few prices. I did the FanDuel prices. I didn't put it together in my DraftKings. I apologize. But Edelman's 7,600 in FanDuel, Landry's 7,400 in FanDuel. So those are like the 2 most consistent targets on both the offenses. It's like Landry's been doing it every week, but is Belichick going to target him? I don't know. Do they have somebody that's going to be able to cover Edelman? Probably not. So maybe I would go Edelman. If I really was pushed to make a play here, I'd probably swing on the lower wide receivers, the LaFells and Kenny Stills of the world. But I can't blame you if you're going to play Brady or Gronk, because they've been putting up ton of points, but what are you going to do for the rest of your ticket?
Yeah. But mark my words, Devontae Parker is going to make noise this year. It's going to start one of these weeks. It's coming soon to a TV near you.
If he's 4,500 this week, if you really,
I'm telling you, man, he's really a really good wide receiver. He is going to be the number one wide receiver by the end of the year.
over Landry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Landry. You know I love Landry,
Yeah.
but no, Landry will be the number 2 possession receiver. Parker will be the guy.
Interesting.
So, yeah, find that week before it happens.
And I know you're a big blunt guy. Any luck this week?
I love my blunts. No, I don't like them.
No.
I mean, I like them a lot, personally.
6,200 FanDuel.
We hang out. We go for rides in cars
5,000-ish.
on the way to the airport.
Yeah.
But
oh, is that why you're always a little groggy when you come over? Is this blunt dropping off?
Hey, LeGarrette, pick me up in an hour. No, I don't like the running backs this week. Lewis is still banged up. LeGarrette blind. Just Miami's run defense has been pretty stout. So no, I'm staying away. I just think there's better plays. He might bulldoze one into the end zone, but I'm not willing to take that risk for that price. I think I can find a little safer play.
I will say New England is 31st against running backs this year, so maybe Lamar Miller is a play, but I'm just always afraid of that pull away from New England.
Yeah, they're down by 41. How many touches Lamar Miller going to get?
Yeah. All right, that was our Thursday segment of Burnt Coverage. I'm Curtis.
And I'm Joel.
And make sure you check out all of our other segments this week and in future weeks, and we hope to see you soon.
Good luck in week 8. We'll see you on the couch.
See you. I think that's a record for pen drops.
Like 6 times.
Yeah.